From Breastfeeding to Solid Foods, The Best Practices to Feed Your Baby. Written by Nora Frenette. Narrated by Gina Dobbs. 1. Introduction. Breastfeeding is one of the most natural things. Since the beginning of mankind, we can consider that 99.9% of babies have been breastfed. But breastfeeding has always been subjected to social codes. At certain times, for example, women relied on wet nurses to feed their baby, when breastfeeding was not deemed acceptable for women from higher social classes. The first baby formula was created and sold at the end of the 19th century by Henry Nestle, a Swiss pharmacist and industrialist. It was made of a mix of flour, cow's milk, and sugar, and its effects on babies' health had not been tested. Between the 1940s and the 1980s, the rate of breastfed babies reached its lowest level in Western countries for different reasons. More women worked outside the house, which meant that mothers were away from their baby all day long. This didn't seem to be compatible with breastfeeding, so many women ended up weaning their babies very quickly or not breastfeeding at all in order to be able to get back to work. The rise of one of the forms of feminism that considered that breastfeeding was enslaving women and preventing their emancipation. The discovery of bacteria and control of babies' nutrition. After Pasteur's discoveries, women were encouraged to give birth at the hospital instead of home. Babies were separated from their mothers at birth and kept in the nursery until they left the hospital a few days later. It was much more difficult to start breastfeeding then, especially as doctors didn't particularly encourage women to breastfeed. The bottle also allowed to control exactly the quantity and quality of the milk the baby drank, which breastfeeding didn't. The mindset. Bottle feeding a baby meant the mother belonged to a wealthy class. Women who breastfed were considered to be less educated, more rural, or poor. Since the 1980s, breastfeeding has become fashionable again. It is now much more accepted socially, with some toddlers being breastfed until late in their life. We are becoming more and more aware of the physical and psychological benefits of breastfeeding, both for the mother and for the child, and more mothers choose to breastfeed their child. You will find in this guide the information you need for a successful nursing experience, as well as the best practices, from birth to the introduction of solid foods and weaning. Our goal.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?